Hi, my name is Evan Sadler, and I'm joined today by Chris Lam, the principal percussionist of the New York Philharmonic. And I just want to thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
You've won a Grammy for your recording with the Schwantner Percussion Concerto with the Nashville Symphony. You've performed the Tandun Concerto for Water Percussion, commissioned by the New York Phil, with various symphonies such as Boston, Baltimore, Pacific, and many others, including the Concertgebouw Orchestra. What do you find is the most significant challenge in playing within the section as compared to playing as a soloist in front of the stage?
When a percussionist that plays in a section and understands, for the most part, how to play in an orchestra, how to listen to others or ensemble, or what kinds of sounds that go with different instruments, when they step into the soloist position, I find that it's actually to my advantage to have those qualities, that ability to know, like, you know, if I really want this to line up and ensemble to work, I'm going to make the adjustment.
Right.
The few pieces that you've mentioned, I saw it as an advantage as being a member of a symphony orchestra, and at that time, they were very supportive of commissioning works, and I was able to, you know, they were collaborative commissions in such a way that said, look, I'm not going to be able to go out and play 30 or 40 times, but you know, what I can offer you is full attention to your work, a collaborative thing, but that means give and take. That means I've got to be able to be bold enough to say, you sure you want to do that, or what do you think? And so the composer has to be comfortable with that as well. And in those cases, actually, there's a third piece by Susan Botti, a piece written called Echo Tempo. In every one of them, that was the collaborative spirit. My view of my position and my place as far as a section is that I try to set it up how I would like to come in, which is, for the most part, having anticipated instrument needs, have examined scores or parsed to see any challenges that might come up, communicated with composers, whatever might happen, have gear set up so that whoever comes in, whether they're in the section or they're extra players, they come in and it's a place where when they come in, they don't have to be concerned about some of those logistics. Yeah. We're back to that, aren't we?
How do you deal with the consistently changing halls from night to night as a percussionist, and just as a member of the orchestra?
As a member of the orchestra, I've had this off and on over the 30 years that I've been principal here, and it's funny because my teacher, I grew up in Michigan, so going back to Ann Arbor is going back to where I grew up for the most part, and spent quite a few of my high school years on the campus at Ann Arbor there, playing youth orchestra. But I also studied with Salvatore Rabbio, who was the timpanist of the Detroit Symphony. And you know, over the years when you study with somebody, they say phrases or things that you're going to hold on to. And one of the things he sort of talked about was, you know, it'll take a while before you'll be able to go into a new hall and, you know, go in and, you know, be able to tell what adjustments you're going to need to make. And speaking of that, and you mentioned Concertgebouw, is, for example, I've been on tour. I've been on, and I play a note in a space, and I play it, and I go, wow, that really doesn't work here.
Yeah.
You know, but
what am I supposed to do?
A cymbal crash is the kind of thing where when you play it, you commit to it. It's out there. You can't like take it back, and you know you have to like, yeah, I intended that.
Own it.
Yeah, and you know you commit. So, but you know, so you're aware of it, and you make what adjustments you can, which is always a tricky thing. But a place like Hill Auditorium will be probably relatively easy and quick to make the adjustments. So I'm actually looking forward to doing on the waterfront there, because you know the vast space, and you know the it's a wide stage, but
it's narrow,
and you have timpani on each side of the stage. So that will be that, yeah.
What do you enjoy doing most outside of classical music, outside of the orchestra, and outside of teaching?
Most any kind of outdoor activity. I mean, I spend most of my time in a building, you know, you started when you were a student, in a practice room. And so the idea, and it also fits though with the idea of physicality of play. If I'm going to think about what I'm doing and I want to understand the physical aspect of it, you know, that, I mean, I would say I dabble in a number of things. I would never say that, you know, I try not to take the intensity and relentless drive that I have in what I do for a profession to things I do outside. Right. But I can be a pretty competitive, you know, in whatever it is, I can be pretty competitive with it, whether it be swimming or biking or anything.
Well, we are very much looking forward to having the York Philharmonic hosted by UMS in Ann Arbor in October. And we're just very excited about the residency, and we look forward to having you.
Good.
So thank you so much for joining me today.
I look forward to getting all that percussion on stage.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for the invitation.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.